Happy spring. I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm so happy to be saying that. The weather's getting warmer. It's lighter outside later in the day, and it's just the best feeling in the world. I love this time. Spring also means spring cleaning for me. I'm such a sucker for organization. With that being said, we are going to be spring cleaning and organizing my bookshelves today. We're going to do a little redo of them. Yesterday I actually spent most of my day doing my personal spring cleaning. I went through all of my drawers, my closet, my bins in my room, and I got rid of a lot of stuff and then organized all of those. So now we're moving on to the bookshelf portion, and that is what you guys are going to see in a video. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope this gives you a little motivation to get your spring cleaning done and organize your bookshelves. I'm going to explain a little more of what is going on and what I want to do with my bookshelves. Let's go do that and then we'll get right into this video. Here we have my beautiful bookshelves behind me. I love these things so much. So a little bit of a background before we get into this. I did move in the beginning of November, and then I did a whole video setting up these bookshelves, organizing them towards the end of November. So it hasn't been long since I set this up, but I do feel like I just need to reorganize it. There are some books that I want to get rid of, and then there's also room that I need to make for a series that I'm in the middle of and the books that I'm going to eventually have put on these shelves in the future. I have a feeling the shelves are going to look worse than they do now, which is not necessarily the best thing, but it's going to be the best for me because of the books that I'm going to eventually add to my bookshelves. So it might look a little more bare than it does right now, but that's just how it's going to have to be for a while. My main goal is to just get all the books off, dust everything, wipe the shelves down. That way it's clean and my books aren't getting damaged or anything, because they are pretty dusty and I have not done that since November, since I set up these bookshelves. I'll give you guys a little bit of a rundown for each shelf right now. Before, I didn't really have any rhyme or reason. I've never really had a rhyme or reason to how I organize my shelves. I always just keep my genres and my authors together, and then I usually start like young adult, go into romance, contemporary literary fiction, mystery, and then into fantasy, which is what I have the most of. I definitely think my romance shelf is going to change the most just because I find myself straying away from romance in that genre. Over here, we have my young adult shelf. I don't really need all these young adult books anymore, but I do just like to keep books that I've read that I did at least enjoy a little bit, especially young adult, because now that I have a niece and a couple nephews, I think that if my niece gets older, hopefully, I mean, I feel like boys are less likely to read, which sucks, but if any of them like to read in the future, if my niece likes to read, I think these can be a good option if she wants to borrow books from me. I'll just keep these instead. I never loan my books out, so I don't know why I'm like having that mindset that, oh, if anybody wants to borrow a book, I can give them one of these. I don't know. I like young adult still. It was my prime reading time when I was in high school, middle school. So these books do mean a lot to me. I feel like I have more of a connection with these than my other books. This shelf is probably going to stay the same. We're just going to dust these off and then put the books right back on there. I have stacks of books on the floor. I probably should have moved them earlier. I was listing books on Pango, so I have books that I have gotten rid of in the past that are just in my way right now. But I have my romance bookshelf right here. This is the one where I think a lot of books on this top shelf right here I want to get rid of. Like I said, I'm drifting away from the romance genre, and I'm very picky about my romances now. I don't find a lot that I'm really connected to. So we're gonna go through this whole shelf, and this is probably gonna be the shelf that I'm getting rid of the most books on. I worded that weirdly. I hope you know what I mean. This is going to be the shelf that is going to look a little bare, I think. Okay, I guess I will move these stacks so we can get these out of the way. I already listed these on Pango, so I do not need these anymore. I really want to get rid of these books, guys. I'm going to have my Pango linked below. This is probably so such an awkward position. I have my Pango that I'm going to link in my description if you guys want any of the books that I am getting rid of. Obviously, I'm not going to go through these stacks and show you, but I will have the books that I'm getting rid of. I'll run through those briefly. And if you're interested, I'm going to have probably over 60 books on my Pango for you guys to pick from. I have a feeling I'm going to be so out of breath in this video. Hey, it's crooked again. Are we surprised? No. Right here. Hold on. Moving books is really a duty. Here we are. This is the bottom of my romance shelf, and then this is my mystery contemporary literary fiction shelf. These 4 shelves right here are kind of a mess, and I hate them. When I was setting up these shelves in November, I didn't think about me wanting to sit here and film videos in this area. I have my chair over here that you can't see that I normally film a lot of my clips in, but I like sitting here on the floor. I love sitting on the floor. I don't know why. It's just a nice place to be. So I love sitting on the floor, and I do want to sit in this area to film some of my videos. I want to make these 4 bookshelves look decent. This one is a hot mess right now. My niece and nephews come in here and they play with all my little trinkets and stuff on my shelves. So I do want to move those up so they can't reach it, which I feel bad. I feel like that might be kind of mean, but it's just
a hassle trying to put everything back together every time. I also want books that I like back here, because if I film here, I'm gonna want this shelf to be seen and look nice instead of look like how it does right now. I literally have my reading journal stuff right here, just stacked here, receipts that I have to put into my reading journal with the amount that I've spent on books because I'm tracking that. I started putting my monthly TBR here, which I really enjoy. I think I'm gonna keep that. I really like that idea. Yeah, I just want more books that I enjoy right here, so that way I can film in this spot more and you guys can see decent looking shelves instead of whatever the heck this mess is. I still don't really know what books I want to put on these shelves. We'll figure that out along the way. This is going to be one of our biggest tasks for this video. Over here we have my contemporary literary fiction mystery shelf, like I said before, and then we move into my fantasies. I only have one big shelf of fantasies. I do have some random books down on this one that I need to organize those and figure out where those need to go. That's kind of just all over the place and I don't like that, so I need to find a spot for those books. But then over here I'm kind of showcasing my favorite books on this thin shelf. I think I'm gonna change that up a little bit just because it feels a little empty. I don't necessarily know, guys. I really don't have a plan for how I'm organizing. I'm just gonna wing it. I always wing it, and I feel like that's okay. Like, I always like the outcome, but sometimes I think that maybe I shouldn't do that and I might like the outcome a little more. It's all up in the air right now. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just know that I want to organize and I need to clean. Last but not least, I have my manga bookshelf. I was going to take this whole bookshelf out and put my manga on my bigger shelves because I do eventually want a record player, and there's a thing from IKEA, like a cubby storage thing that I was planning on getting, and then also replacing my side table that you guys can't see right now. I want to redo this whole area so I can finally have a record player because it's something that I have really wanted for a while, which means that this whole shelf would have to come out. But I forgot that I had lights on my bookshelf. I can't take this bookshelf out right now until I get those cubbies, and I don't know how long I'm going to wait to purchase those. So I'm gonna keep this shelf how it is, but eventually I think I might put my manga on my bigger shelf, unless it'll fit in the cubbies with my records, because I don't have too many. That's up in the air right now as well. We're not gonna do it in this video, but it will be something that will change eventually, so I just wanted to point that out. But everything is gonna go back on exactly how it is, I think, because I don't want to focus on that right now if I'm gonna change it up eventually anyway. We're gonna get down to it. I'm gonna go grab my cleaning supplies. Feeling good. I already cleaned all my floors yesterday. We vacuumed, mopped those. Everything is good to just take all the books off, put them on the floor, and get these dusties out of here. So let's go. We're starting spring cleaning. It's gonna be a trip. I am now dreading this. I always get so excited before and then it actually happens and I hate it. We're gonna do a quick unhaul of the books that I am probably getting rid of. I don't know for sure yet. First up, I have Heavenly Bodies by Amani Uryu. I didn't like it. I'm not gonna continue this series, so if I'm not continuing a series, I don't see the point in having the book on my shelf anymore. I also have 6 books of the Series of Unfortunate Events series. I've never read this series before. I didn't read it when I was younger. I was thrifting these books and getting them at garage sales, and I thought it would be a fun little thing to do to just look for them in thrift stores and see if I can complete the whole series that way. But I don't think I'm gonna do that, and I haven't really been looking for them anyway, so I don't feel the need for them anymore. I have Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I'm not going to continue the series. I've seen many reviews on Onyx Storm and I just completely lost interest in it. And this might seem so stupid, but the way that this series, I don't want to say how it's getting marketed, I feel like the series is just becoming a money grab and it's making me lose interest in it so much. Once I feel like an author is in it just for the money and not the story anymore, I don't care. And I don't know if that is a valid feeling, but that is how I'm feeling. That is my thought process on this series. There Are No Saints and There Is No Devil by Sophie Lark. I have these books backward on my shelf actually, and I'm just not realizing that. This one it's a dark romance, and I'm not a fan of dark romance. I liked the first book. The second book I felt like it was super pointless, but I'm never gonna talk about this series anymore. I'm never gonna think about it anymore, so I don't need them anymore. Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. I really loved another book by this author. This one was not it for me. I did not like this book at all. It sucks because I love these covers. I'm just gonna keep the one that I rated 5 stars and get rid of that one. And then I have Say You Still Love Me by K.A. Tucker. I'm keeping The Simple Wild by this author because I did enjoy that book, but this one I don't really remember too much about it. Next I have Icebreaker and Wildfire by Hannah Grace. I do have the indie version of Icebreaker, so they don't match anyway. I didn't enjoy these books, and I'm not gonna read the third one either. These books I'm gonna have to put in a little free library because I wrote in them, which I'll get into other ones like that as well. I kind of want to get away from annotating and writing in my books because when I don't want the books anymore, I don't know where to put them or how to get rid of them. But I have The Resurrection of Wildflowers and The Confidence of Wildflowers by Michaela Smeltzer. I have a lot of tabs in here. There were lines that I really liked, but the story of this I hated, so I don't want those. And then I have the first 3 books in the Addicted series. I'm not going to continue this series either. I really was planning on it, but it's been so long and I don't care anymore. It's also a really long series and I don't feel like getting into a long romance series. And then I have The Wall of Winnipegamy by Mariana Zapata. This author is a 50-50 for me. I've liked 2 of the books I read by her, and then I really not liked 2 of the books that I've read by her. I've already gotten rid of one. I wanted that one out of my sight, out of my mind. Don't want to think about it anymore. But this one is the second one that I didn't really like. I think I gave it like a 2.5 stars. I wish it wasn't so 50-50 because I don't know what books to pick up by Mariana Zapata. I like All Roads Lead Here a lot, actually, and then From Luke Off with Love, I did like that book. It's not a crazy favorite, but it was enjoyable. If there's any books like that and any books not like The Wall of Winnipegamy and Calty, let me know what books I should read by her, because Calty, oh god, that's one of the books that I would burn. I'm sorry. I hate that book. I don't know what to do with these because I did write in them. Confessed by Colleen Hoover. I got rid of all my other Colleen Hoover books. I actually remember really enjoying this one. Like, I gave it 5 stars. I feel like I kind of want to reread this just to see how I feel about it and if it's actually like awful. It starts with us. Binding 13 I don't want, so I'm probably gonna put this in a little free library. Have some pages with my writing, and I feel so weird about putting these books, like having someone else read what I wrote in them. I don't know why, but they're not gonna know it's me. I also have the first 2 books of ACOTAR. I am getting rid of the other ones. I have those in my bag to put in little free libraries. These ones though, I have a lot of writing and a lot of tabs in here, and I don't know if I want to put them in little free libraries because, like I said, I'm kind of weird about that. I don't know why. I'll keep those for a little while and see what I want to do with them. That's my little unhaul. That's where we're going to start with now. I think I'm actually going to start with my manga shelf. Get that done since that's not changing. Feeling about this? I don't really know. I think it's fine. I'm gonna be sitting in the middle, so right behind me here, I'm probably gonna be blocking that most of the time. So I just wanted a couple or a few main focal points on the outsides of where I'm gonna be sitting. I think it'll work. I think it'll be good. But now these are gonna be shown as well. I think I'm gonna bring my small town romance like Elsie Silvers and stuff down to this shelf right here, and then this will be filled up a little more, I think. I'm not doing this in the way that I planned. I was gonna do shelf by shelf or like case by case. Definitely not going that way right now, but I think it's working for me. I hate how tall this book is here. I don't like it at all, but I can't lay it horizontal like I wanted to because I have 2 more books in this series and 2 more books in this series that I want to fit on this shelf. So I might have to move these up, or I can just get rid of these 2 because this main character is the most annoying person in the world and I don't like these books. So let's do that. We're in the corner now. I cleaned off these shelves and then I never put books on there because I got distracted by the other shelves. Since these are the ones that are going to be behind my chair, I think I'm going to leave these 2 open. I'll just put my bookmark thing right here. Shove that on there. That'll be fine. And then I also have this little like spooky house thing that I made a couple years ago. I'm going to put this on the bottom shelf here. So nobody's ever going to see it, but it will be there in spirit. And then moving on to these ones, I do want to put my other Harry Potter down here, and I'm going to move the Zodiac Academy series down here because that's going to fill up pretty much a whole shelf. I am about to order number 4 soon and read that. I'm just gonna keep them like that, I think, and then when I get more, I'll just keep pushing those back. And then I also had this here before. That's another thing that I did. My bookshelves are just filled with books, little things that I like, and then things that I make. Pretty much. Like, my bookshelves are very much me, and I love that. But I think this is gonna be it for now. We will just shove that there. These are gonna be pretty empty. I have my wand. These shelves are kind of boring right now, but I think this is what is going to have to work for right now. Let's go back over to my young adult shelf. I think we're going to finally get down to just cleaning off and putting books back on. Quick intermission because I'm adding some books to my get rid of pile. I have If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. Some books I just feel like I don't need them on my shelf anymore, so that is one of them. And then I told you guys earlier I'm getting rid of The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret. These are the only 2 books that I've read by this author, but I cannot stand this main character. It was also just like the whole book would have not existed if the main character just made a smart decision. I was just looking at my fantasy shelves because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with those, but I'm gonna get rid of the Uglies series by Scott Westerfeld. I've had this series forever though, and I want them gone. I want them gone. We're doing good. I have my young adult done. Most of this romance shelf is done. I just need to do the top 2 rows. All my books on my floor right here, you guys can see. I have this little mess behind me. A lot of them are the romance books that were on the shelves that I redid in the middle. I don't know why this moves. I'm sorry. My young adult ones, some of the shelves were different. I didn't put some books back on there. So I have 3 right here. These 2 over here are Christmas holiday themed ones, and I have adult holiday Christmas books, so I'm gonna put those next to that on the top shelf. And then I have Emergency Contact. These characters are in college, so I'm gonna put this with the adult books and not leave it with the young adult. She's complete. I really like it. It just feels very fresh. I know it probably doesn't look different to any of you or a lot of you, but I know where all of my books are, and I know that now they're in a little bit of a different space. It does feel very new and fresh to me, and I'm very much enjoying it. I feel clean. I feel organized. I did do my best to leave room for the series that I'm in the middle of. I am definitely going to have to move some things around in the future, and I'm also surprised at how full they look. I got rid of I think 20 some books maybe. It feels more full than it did before. Anyway, that's spring cleaning. It took me about 3 hours, which is crazy, but I did take my time with it. I really recommend doing the method that I did and do shelf by shelf or a couple shelves at a time and not fully take every single book off, clean, and then put them back on. It was very easy to figure out where I wanted the books to go and where I wanted to move them around to, and I also didn't have a chaotic mess on the floor, which I normally do, so that was a lot less stressful. I will put a little overview at the end of this video so you guys can see that. That is spring cleaning my bookshelves. Okay, there's a fly in here. Happy spring. He's on my books. Did I tell you guys there was a bug fighting for its life on my window? Oh my god, there's another bug in here. I can't do bugs. Guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna wrap this up real quick because now I'm panicking. I'm literally sweating right now. I hate bugs. I can't do this. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this gave you motivation to spring clean. Hope to see you guys in my next videos. Feel free to subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me. That is it for this one though. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day or great night wherever you are, and I'll see you later. Bye. The bugs are gone. It would have been funny if I filmed what just happened, but I would have been very embarrassed. If this is how the spring is gonna go in this house, see ya. I'm out.